Hey, welcome back to another episode of Kayla's Home and Health Crusade. This week's going to be a little bit different. Instead of showing you what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, like my little daily workout thing, I was going to give you a weekly update, tell you some problems that I have had at my beginning weight versus what I have now and the changes I've noticed, things that I couldn't do at 260, can do now, and how much improvement I have seen. I'm also going to talk about some goals that I have for this year, and we'll see if I hit them and why I have these goals. So weekly update, let's get that out of the way. There are things that I have done this week. I have hit my 27-pound down mark. Yay! I am, yes, 27 pounds down, and I have done a few things that, and upped a few things in my routine that have helped with that. I had to cut out certain things in my diet because I found out they had hidden carbs and hidden sugars. And I was consuming all this and I didn't even know I had it. One of them, unfortunately, was my liquid IV. That one was horrible. They have like 12 to 15 grams of carbs and I think about 10 grams of sugar in it. It was awful. I'll have to put the nutritional contents up. But when I found that out, I looked on the back and I was like, wait a minute, what? And so I grabbed at the store, I grabbed the 0 sugar one. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I just need to be on that one. Wrong-o. I'll put that nutritional one up too, because that one still had like 5 grams of sugar in it and 5 grams of carbs. Or wait, no sugar, sorry. It was a no sugar one. Still had 5 grams of carbs. So I had hidden carbs in there that I was consuming. I didn't even know about, which absolutely just irritated me to no end. I was wondering why my weight loss was so slow, because I have been diligent on this stuff. I mean, I have been one heck of a, if it contains a carb, I ain't eating the junk, because right now I'm on I want to lose weight. When I want to maintain weight, I can add a reasonable amount of carbs back in, as long as I know I'm going to burn them during the day. But for right now, if it has any, I'm just playing with my hair. If it has any, I'm not touching it, because it's just that me and carbs, we don't agree. Not when it comes to weight loss. But the other one I found was AG1. I had to let go of my AG1 for now. I will add my AG1 back in when I'm going to do the maintaining part of my weight loss, or my weight loss journey. So when I've hit my goal, I'm going to start putting them back in. But for right now, on the weight loss part, AG1 had to go. And I'm really sad about that, because I really liked it. AG1 was really good, especially for like my menstrual periods. I mean, it completely just turned them right back into spot on every 28 days. It was awesome. I was making jokes with my husband about how it turns me back into a fertile myrtle. He's like, you better not. But yeah, I had to let go of the AG1, and I have notes because, as you know, I like to ramble, and then I'll get off on a side issue, and if I don't keep my notes with me, I'll just ramble on and on until I realize I've digressed so far, it's disgusting, and I need to get back to my notes. So I have these here for you, for your benefit, not mine, to keep me on track. So I cut out the liquid IV, and I cut out the AG1. And the second thing I did was I added inclines to my treadmill workout. I am now on 5% incline and at a 2.0 speed. And the 2.0 speed irritated me because when I was on the flat one, I was at 2.7, 2.8, and I was doing pretty good, at least for me anyway. I am really short. I'm 5'3", and so my leg span, you know, the whole walking thing, I have really, really short legs. So it, you know, I'll end up, it never fails. I end up next to some really tall guy that gets on, and he's like, looks like he's taking a leisurely stroll, and he's like at like 3.7, and I'm looking a sideline and over going, man, I look really bad. I don't know why I compare myself. I just do. I look like I'm such a slow-mo. I'd made myself feel good about it because I was like, okay, I'm just short. He's more taller. I shouldn't do that. But then the other day, this girl gets on right beside me. I've got this really tall dude over here, and I've got this really short girl, and I'm short. I'm 5'3", and this girl looked like 5'2", 5'1", so she was even shorter than me. And she was walking faster, and she didn't look it. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at this dude, and he's looking like he's taking a walk through the garden and sniffing the flowers kind of slow. And he's at like way over 3. And this girl over here is at a 3.2. And she looks like, you know, she's got a good rhythm going. She's not speed walking, but she's not slow walking. So she's got a good rhythm to it, and she's walking pretty good, but not speed walking. And I'm looking at me, and I'm going, I'm like, what? How does that work? How does she do that and he do that? And I look like, ugh, I don't know. If any of you know, please let me know in the comments. Why does that work that way? Because she had shorter legs than I do. I don't know how that works. Anyway, I am at a 5-degree angle, and I'm at a 2.0, and sometimes I can kick it up to 2.1, but then I get tired and I have to put it back down to 2.0 because my calves are just screaming at me. But it's progress, and any little progress is still progress. So I'm going to take it, and we're going to keep working with it, and I will eventually get to the point where I can get up higher and not sit there and be disgusted with my idiot self. So the number 3 thing is I got good running shoes. I just get shoes. I get Skechers. I like Skechers, or at least I did. I never ever put in really a good amount of a penny in shoes because, well, they're just shoes. At least I thought. But I finally went to Dick's, and I got the Cloud Monsters. Oh my gosh, I'm completely, absolutely, 100% in love with those shoes. Those are the best shoes on the planet, worth every dime. I have never spent that much money on shoes in my life, but they were worth it. My feet do not hurt, and I can go all day, walk 5 miles, and my feet don't hurt anymore. Those are the most comfortable, most wonderful shoes, and they're great to run in because your girl started running on the treadmill. I did it. I only lasted for a minute. Yeah. Between my asthma and I haven't ran since 2014. It was a very, very short attempt, but I did it. Running feels awesome in those shoes. I'm absolutely in love with them. I went to the doctor the other day, and my doctor was wearing the same shoes, and I'm like, yeah, those are my shoes. But I have nothing bad to say. I have everything good to say about it. It's not sponsored, but man, oh my gosh, yeah, I will sing those Cloud shoes praises all day long. Even if I never did get a sponsor, I always love my Cloud Monster shoes. Those things they're just worth it. They really are. Let's see. Oh yeah, I am trying to push up my time on my elliptical. You guys know I do the little arm thing, and I like it. It really pushes your shoulder and your arm muscles, like right here. And I have been going on that elliptical for about. It takes if you were if your bike required you to row with your arms, it tells you how far you would, or pedal with your arms, sorry, not row, but it would tell you how far you would actually have gone if you were legitimately going somewhere by arm pedaling. And I have all last like 2 weeks. Could not make it any faster than 1 mile per 10 minutes. So 10 minutes it would take me to go a mile. And I've been trying and trying and trying to push it. And I have only shaved like 3 stupid seconds off. So like 9:57, it'd say 1 mile. I'm like, oh, come on. But yesterday was awesome, because yesterday I managed to make it at 9 minutes and 18 seconds. So I have shaved off like 90, not 90, what am I talking about? Like 48 or 40, yeah, 48 or something like that. I can't think right now. But I've shaved off 45 plus seconds off of my stupid elliptical. So that was a good one. I'm going to keep trying for that, and then I'm going to keep trying lower and lower and lower, because I really want to be able to finish that in a like 8 to 7 minute range, and we'll see if I can keep doing that. That one was one I was real happy with. And the number 4 is I went up on my Monjaro shot. I had been on a 2.5 and I went to 5. And I told you guys when I was on the 2.5, I noticed nothing, like no side effects, no nothing. Everybody always complains that you get like why am I? Anyway, everybody always complains of the stomach sickness, the nausea, stuff like that. I didn't notice any of it. I mean, I didn't have none of it. The only thing I noticed was the food stuff was gone. The food noise was gone. I was less hungry. And once I worked through, okay, I'm an emotional eater, and if I'm bored, or why am I at the fridge? I am not hungry. Why am I at the fridge? Is it because I'm bored? Is it because I'm stressed? What is it? And then I would have to work through it. If I'm bored, I need to get my butt up and go somewhere and be unbored. I need to go find something to do other than sit there and look at my fridge and go, well, I'm bored. Might as well eat something. If I was stressed, I needed to figure out what was stressing me out. And if I could fix it, then I would go and actively try to do that. If I could not fix it, I'd go take a walk and steam off. And that has been extremely helpful for me, is stopping the minute I open the fridge. Am I hungry? If I am not hungry, then I need to figure out what is at the root cause of me standing at that dumb thing. That has been the number one thing that has been really, really helpful with it, because you can eat right through. I mean, literally eat right through it. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're an emotional eater, it doesn't matter if you're hungry. You're doing it because there's something else motivating it. You're bored, or you're stressed, or you've got something that's triggering you, and you're just trying to band-aid that. And so the not hungry part didn't really do anything until I fixed those. And once I got to 5, I started noticing right away side effects. It's amazing what just 2.5 little milligrams going up it will do, because now when I take the shot, the first 2 days of the shot, everything I eat makes me nauseous. And it isn't that I'm overeating and that it's making me nauseous. I can take a glass of water and it'll make me nauseous. I can have 3 bites of eggs in the morning, completely nauseous. I mean, it is not the overeating part. It is just anything in the stomach makes me nauseous. And it's only the first 2 days of the shot, and then afterwards everything's all gravy again, and I'm fine. So when I went to the doctor yesterday, I did discuss that with him, because he said that his regimen, what he wanted was me to eventually go up to the highest dose and be on that. And I talked to him and I said, I'm really not wanting to go up. I said, I can handle the first 2 days of being nauseous and I can work through that. But if it's going to last longer than that, it's going to like really impede my workout regimen. It's going to impede my day, because I'm going to be too nauseous to want to get up, work out. I'm going to be too nauseous to want to get up, clean the house, do things around, because that whole constant nausea is just absolutely yuck. And we talked about it, and he said that as much as he would want me to go up on it, that if it was going to get in the way of the progress that I've already made, and keep me from doing what I'm doing on a daily basis, he did not want me to do that. So he did say that he would keep me on the 5. And I said, I did compromise with him a little bit. I said, if I acclimate to the 5 and realize that, it's not doing what it used to do, I'll go up. And so we kind of met in the middle with that. I really absolutely love my doctor. And I've had nothing my whole life but like really bad doctors that just want to look at you and go, yeah, you're just depressed. So all these symptoms you're having aren't real. And this one, he actually helps. And he listens. He does the tests. He actually finds the stuff. He literally takes what I say and doesn't pass it off. And a lot of doctors have done that to me. And this one, if he moves, I'm going to the same town he is, because I don't ever want to leave this doctor ever. He's like the best doctor I could ever ask for. But I did go up. I did notice that the nausea was there. And my bowel movements have slowed down. That I've noticed. It's not constipation, and but they are slower, and it takes a lot longer to make one. So that I've noticed. Other than that, I don't think I've noticed anything that should be shot related. That shouldn't. At least I don't think. I mean, I got migraines before and stuff, so I don't really think those are shot related. But I have been getting a lot of migraines lately. So that's the weekly update. That's what's going on. There wasn't really anything all that interesting for me to show video-wise, so that's kind of why we're doing this episode today, is because, you don't want to say the same old stupid thing every stupid week. That just gets like monotonous and boring. The next topic that I do want to discuss is problems that I have had when I was at 260 versus now. And let's see. I'm going to have to show a clip. I'll have to show you a clip. I filmed it when I was on the bed, because a lot of people don't actually realize some of the problems that being morbidly obese causes. But and they're usually things that wouldn't even come to mind. But one of the biggest problems I had was my neck and my chest fat, because the girls get a lot bigger, and so does around here. You get a bunch of flippity fluff, and and your neck gets bigger, because obviously fat's accumulating under it, and when you lay down to sleep, it pretty much all piles up like right there at the neck, and you pretty much, it feels like you're choking at night. It's really hard to sleep when you feel like something is literally on your neck and choking you. It makes laying on your back damn near impossible. And then when you lay on your side, it all squishes together and goes. So there's not really any one position. I mean, you have to like lay on your side and then put your other hand that way so that, some of it's stretching out. It's awful. It really is. It is a miserable existence. It is not fun in any way, shape, or form. And because of all that, here comes the sleep apnea. And so your breathing is awful and your airway closes up. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. And it ruins literally the quality of your sleep. And you're constantly tired and you're like a walking zombie all day long. It really is awful. The other one I noticed that has gone away since I've lost some weight is the constant heartburn. Oh my gosh, any stinking time, anytime that you have anything, I mean, you eat something, heartburn. You bend over to pick something up, heartburn. You lay down to go to sleep, heartburn. It's like heartburn in the morning, heartburn in the evening, heartburn with your stupid vitamins. It is heartburn every time you turn around. And that's not good for your esophagus. Nothing is. But, and so you're constantly chewing, like eating Tums like they're candy, or you're taking heartburn medication. And I recently learned that the idiot heartburn medication coats your stomach. And so it makes it harder for your medicine, like your vitamins that you're taking, your medicine, to be absorbed, because it literally coats your stomach. And I'm like, I did not know that. I didn't know that at all. And I was like, what? So I'm like literally shooting myself in the foot. Either I deal with heartburn all day long, or I don't, I have to make sure that like hours beforehand, I have to deal with the heartburn, because if I take my medicine, it's not going to be absorbed. It's literally that it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. You're going to ruin your esophagus while you sit there and wait for your stuff to be absorbed. And is it really being absorbed if it's all trying to come up? Who knows? But definitely the heartburn is absolutely miserable. Number 3 is stairs. Stairs is awful. Stairs, my knees literally didn't want to hold my weight. And it was my left knee especially. My left knee did not want to hold my weight when you're trying to walk normally downstairs one by one. And so it got to the point where I would always have to lead with my right foot, go down, and then bring the other one down. And I'd baby my right side because I'd baby my left knee because my right side was stronger, and the knee didn't feel like it wanted to break every time I was bending down or to go up or downstairs. And I have noticed that it's a big problem when I am at the gym, because if I try to do any kind of lunges or squats, that knee obviously starts to hurt and I get the pain. And so my trainer has put me on some leg, I don't know what they call leg machines that literally work your knee area, and so you're pushing up, or and then on the other one you're pushing down, and it has. I've only been on it for 2 days, so I don't really know if it's done much. But I do know that with the weight loss, it has made going upstairs, not necessarily up the stairs, but down the stairs so much easier. I can walk normally down the stairs one after another now, and it's not a problem. And I get to do it normally. Going up the stairs, I'm still out of breath, and my knee still kind of hurts when I'm doing it, because I am still 233, and that's a lot of weight to be putting on your poor knees and your feet all the time. So I'm really hoping that in the next month that I'm going to notice a huge difference in my knees. I really, really am. Swelling was another one. Oh my gosh, swelling. I would swell from my calves to my feet. And I would swell when I'm driving. I would swell when I'm sitting down. Church was awful. I mean, just 1 hour in those pews, and my feet looked like I was 9. Were so swollen. My calves clear up to my knees, and my ankles and my feet were so swollen that I wanted them out of those shoes immediately. They were too tight. My shoes were too tight to fit, and I had to take them off. And my calves were so swollen, I didn't even want to bend like at the knee, because there just wasn't any room back there. It's just too puffy. And they were so swollen and so hurting that I was like literally in misery just sitting there trying to listen to a sermon for an hour. I couldn't drive long places, because if it was more than a 30-minute drive, then if I tried to do more than a 30-minute drive, just swollen, and then trying to get up and walk around afterwards and get out of the car, absolutely miserable. I mean, your life literally ends up at your home, and going places is absolutely not in the cards. And it's sad, because you end up like literally a hermit in your house, because you can't go anywhere, because you're going to swell up, and you can't do anything because you're going to swell. You can't even just do something simple like going to church. You're swelling everywhere you go, and swelling is completely gone. That is, I almost I half want to cry every time I start talking about it, because that swelling was so miserable, and it hurt so bad. The amount of fluid that was in my legs, I literally thought I had blood clots or something in there, and that's what was causing it, because 10 minutes of standing and I was swelling. It makes literally having a life or being mobile damn near impossible. I couldn't go places I wanted to go. That was number 5. It literally stops your entire life. And I've always been a mobile person. I like to go places. I spontaneously decide to do things, and we go do them. I mean, let's go to the pool, or let's take a trip, or let's go somewhere and go hiking. I've always loved to do that, and for the last 10 years, all of that's gone. It was right down the hill. It was so far down the toilet, you weren't ever going to find it again. It's not fun, and I was missing out on so much that my kids were doing that I didn't get to do. I mean, last August or October, for example, I wanted so bad. We went to the pumpkin patch to pick our little annual pumpkins and have some fun. And I could sit on the little hayride, and I could get out and pick a pumpkin, as long as it was a minute or two away from the stop where you would sit and wait for the hayride to come back after they drop you off in the pumpkin field. But my kids, they were going way down there to go find them like coolest pumpkin ever, and I couldn't go with them. I could sit there and watch them at afar, but I couldn't go with them. And then when we got off of the hayride and we put our pumpkins in the car, there was all sorts of fun to do there, especially a corn maze. I couldn't go. I had to sit on the stupid hay bale outside of the entrance of the corn maze. Well, they went in and had fun, and I didn't get to go. I didn't get to experience that with them. I didn't get to see the fun on their face. I didn't get to have fun with them. I just get to sit there and wait, and then when they get back, ask them if they had fun. And that's not me. I've always been right there with them, experiencing it, having fun with them. And you know, they're going to have memories of, well, we went, but mom didn't get to go. Mom didn't. I don't want that. I want to be, mom was right there with me, and we went on this with mom, and we did this. And I couldn't do that last year. And that just absolutely kills me. That's why one of my goals is that's why my number one goal was to lose this weight and get my health back, because this August is Carnival, and I'm finally going to be able to walk around and wait there and stand in line and maybe not so much go on the dizzy ride. It's because I'm just a little bit too old for that, and they make me sick. But go on rides with my daughter and have fun and walk around and not be like, I have to sit and my back's hurting me too bad, my feet's hurting me too bad. That stuff is gonna be like long gone, and I'm gonna be there with them, and they're gonna have memories of mom at the fair this year instead of just sitting on the sidelines watching them. And that makes me happier than anything, because I didn't want to miss out on my kids, because I had let my health and my weight get so far away from me that I was now missing out on everything. But there are things that I couldn't do at 260 that I can now. And those things are pretty much not what you would expect, and they make me happy. It's like the little things make me happy. I can tie my shoes. I can tie my own shoes, and I can lift my own feet up to my knees. I'm sorry, I'm a crybaby. I can lift my own foot up to my knees so that I can reach my shoes, and I can bend over now if I want. So I can tie my shoes two different ways. I can lift my feet up, which I could never do before, or I can bend over and I can tie my shoes. But before, my gut was way too big, and there was no way I was bending over. If you've ever been 9 months pregnant, you know there's just no bending over to tie those puppies. And that's exactly how I felt. I felt like I had so much weight there that, you know, that stuff's not bendable. Fat doesn't bend. So bending over like that, I couldn't even reach my shoes. And my feet were so swollen that I couldn't lift my foot as any higher than like right above my ankle. And and I would have to literally grab on to my pants and violently shove my leg up there just so I could reach my shoes and tie them. And now I can do it without any problem. And I was showing that to the doctor. I was like, look what I can do. And he's like, well, that's great. I'm like, you don't understand. I couldn't do that. This is awesome. I can do that now. And he's like, well, that's awesome. He's like, give me a high five. He's like one of my biggest supporters. I absolutely love my doctor. Let's see here. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah. Showers. Showers, people. Showers. Showering is an aerobic event. It is cardio in itself when you are big, because there, not only do you have a whole lot of areas to get to that are under folds and stuff like that, but there are some places you just can't reach anymore, or you have to get in very creative positions to get to, and that usually ends up somewhere around the back end, when you're trying to clean, because your arm can't reach over your fat to reach your rear end, or that's places that you need to clean, or in some of it, this might be too much of a TMI for you, but going to the bathroom, just wiping that area makes it very difficult. And, and it may not be the nicest thing to hear, but it is truth. It really is. Reaching certain areas and cleaning yourself, you come out completely winded, completely out of breath, and exhausted, and wanting to go lay down, just taking a stupid shower. Now I can take a shower. I can reach everywhere I need to reach. I'm a happy little camper, and I'm not exhausted and out of breath doing it, and I fully enjoy my showers again. So amen to that. Thank you, Lord. Let's see. Oh, yeah. What I couldn't do at 260, lie on my back to do the deed. I don't know if I can say the S word on Facebook or YouTube. They're real picky about that stuff. So yeah, no laying on your back to do the deed, because literally you have so much fat on top of you that if somebody else gets on top and pushes even slightly on you, it literally, not only does it make the heartburn again come all the way up because you're squishing your stomach, but it also literally feels like you've got a what are those old-fashioned girdle things that just cinch you up, and you can't breathe. You can't breathe. So you can't, if you can't breathe, how are you even going to do that? Do the deed. And you don't want to, how are you going to kiss somebody when you've got a whole throat full of heartburn? It's just miserable. Your whole life is literally one big pile of misery when you are that fat. So that's why I get so upset with people talking about body positivity no matter how much you weigh. No, there is a certain point where if you get that big, you are unhealthy, you are miserable, no, you should not want that for yourself. You shouldn't be like, well, I mean, there's a difference between, I love myself, no matter how much I weigh, but no, it's not good, and I'm not going to be positive about how much I weigh, how much health how much I'm ruining my health, and how much of less of a life I have. Nobody should be positive about that stuff. You can all come for me in the comments about that, but nobody should be positive about having a miserable life because of the way you've let yourself go. You can be positive that you still love yourself, and that you're going to pick yourself up and you're going to get better at it, and be positive like that. But no, you should not be positive and be happy. Hey, I'm almost 300 pounds. No, because your life is miserable at that point. Miserable, people. Anyway, that's my opinion. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Let's see. So no, doing the deed, definitely not on your back. You're going to have to find another way and another position, because that one ain't happening. And don't even think about getting on your hands and knees, because not only does that hurt, but then comes the heartburn. Yeah, heartburn right back because you're bending forward. Heartburn. Anyway, may be too much TMI, but that is the good, the bad, and the ugly of weighing that much. And my favorite, number 5, is I can stand up without back pain. I have degenerative disc disease and spinal stenosis, and I have it because I did it to myself, because I weigh so much that I'm putting so much pressure on my discs that the gel, the fluid that keeps it all nice and fluffy in between your bones in your spine are literally getting squeezed out. And so not only does that make standing up hurt, but the stenosis makes a narrowing of your spinal column, and your spinal column has the nerves that go through it. And as it narrows, it also makes bone spurs, pushes in, and you get nerve pain, and it shoots right down your legs, right down your butt, right down into the back of your legs. And man, does that hurt. And I mean, that's a special kind of hurt. It's not fun at all. And it makes it so if you try to stand up and walk, all of a sudden you've got nerve pain shooting down your legs. So no, you're not going to want to walk anymore. It wasn't as easy as just get up and walk. I had to lose enough weight that I was not pinching off those nerves. And that took a lot. Because if you can't walk and be active about it, how are you supposed to lose the weight? I mean, I had to get real creative about that with that OMAD, 1 meal a day OMAD diet. And for the first 2 weeks that I was on it, to lose enough weight that I could start getting up and walking around. And when I did, I had to get on the treadmill, and then you got to hold yourself, and because it's kind of like having a walker with you. You hold on to the side rails, and it makes it easier to walk. I don't do that anymore, but I had to then. And at least I was up and I was walking. And so, like I said, even though it's a little progress, it is still progress. And we take it and take that progress and add a little bit more. And pretty soon then you have a bunch of big progress. So little as it is a good start. Take it. Take whatever little win you can and go with it and run with it. Because now I can stand up for hours at a time without the back pain. Now that's moving, like literally moving. I have figured out if I stand in one spot for long periods of time, like when I'm cooking, if I'm standing over that stove and I'm not moving and I'm just sitting there, it does hurt. It hurts a lot. And my back starts hurting and I have to move. I have to get going because standing in one spot still hurts. We'll work on that, obviously, but I'm sure the more I lose, the less that will happen. But yeah, the back pain is absolutely just not acceptable. It ruins your life. It keeps you in here, and if I had let it go, I probably would have been bedridden, honestly, because the back pain was getting too bad. I do have goals that I want to do this year. Like I want to take my daughter to the carnival this year, and I want to take her to Silverwood. And I want to walk around with her, and I want to go on these rides with her, and I want to be able to experience it like I said. I got ahead of myself, but that's what I want. I want to do that with my baby. And another goal that I have is I want to take my bigger kids, the ones that are already grown, I want to take them skiing this year because they want to learn to ski. I know how to ski. I learned in high school, but while they're learning to ski, I want to learn to snowboard. I've always wanted to learn to snowboard, but to do that, my knees have to be stronger, and I have to be able to, be able to actually do that. So that is another one I'm working on for the winter. Um, Another one I want is to be able to use the surf machines again. I went to Silver Mountain in Idaho with my two daughters a couple years back, before I hit 200, and they had one of those things indoors where you could um, uh, bodyboard, or you could surf, and you could get on it, and that was the most fun I've ever had. Totally fell in love with a sport that stuff was wonderful. I absolutely love surfing. I want to do it again and again and again and again. And so I want to get low enough in my weight and good enough in my health I can go back to surfing, because I love that. That's my most favorite thing to do. And number one is I want to go hiking. My husband and I, that was something that we shared an absolute love with, was going hiking. And the other year, it had been like years since we had had like a vacation just to ourselves, and we decided to go up to Index in Washington and rent a little cabin for just 2 days, 2 stupid little days, so that we could have some time to ourselves. And we wanted to go hiking, and there was a trail right over by our cabin called Bridal Veil Falls, and it was, if you made it to the top, you got to see the most amazing waterfall. Well, we made it to the top, but I was in so much pain because I was so out of shape and I was so heavy. When I finally got back down, I had pulled so many muscles in my back. I ended up in the ER and having to get muscle relaxers because I was just crying and screaming in pain. I literally was not in the health to do that. And it was absolutely mortifying to be there and say, I tried to do this and I've pulled every muscle I can possibly think of in my back, and they're all knotted up, screaming and yelling at me. And so I want to get back into good enough shape that my husband and I can go hiking again. And I would love to take him to the first hike we ever went on, which was Multnomah, and go all the way up to the top and then go all the way back down to the bottom and not have problems. That's one of my big goals. I really want to do that, and I'm working on it for the fall. I really, really hope I can do that. If not, by the spring. Those are the things I want to do, because that's the stuff I love doing, and I can't do it anymore. And those are my main motivating factors: my kids, my lifestyle, and getting my health back so that I can do that. That's what I want. There is a short video that I have put up that told you all about my doctor update. It's called Doctor Update, and it told you all about my visit at the doctor. You got to go check that out, because that was absolutely fabulous. I am literally reversing my diabetes. You definitely go check that one out. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope you guys got some insights into what it's like to be morbidly obese and the problems that they face, because I didn't give all this TMI out just for anything. I gave it out for motivation for you guys to set goals, to get up, get moving, get healthy, and to make a difference in your health. And I really hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you back next week. Bye.